Bob Deluce is a fighter who takes his punches with a great big smile on his face. Who is Bob Deluce, you ask? Well, he's the spunky founder and CEO of Porter Air, Canada's newest airline. Loved by its passengers and hated by its competitors. Tonight, we introduced you to Bob Deluce, a great Canadian entrepreneur.
Morning.
I was expecting a limo.
Pardon me?
I was expecting a limo. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm exhausted, but Bob Deluce has been up 2.5 hours. You gonna buy me a coffee?
Absolutely.
We meet him here at this Starbucks, only a few blocks from the ferry that takes him to work every day, as head of Porter Airlines. This is his routine, and 16 by 9 goes along for the ride. He is letting us follow him around today, and it's a very special day because Porter kicks off its 8th destination, Chicago. Porter Air operates here out of Toronto Island Airport, and once you step off the ferry that delivers you here, you enter a kind of airline utopia. A step back to a time when flying and the service that came with it were luxuries. While other airlines have cut back services to the bare bones minimum, here, the cappuccino, the computers, and the comfort are all free. This was one of the elements you needed to make it work here.
Well, I think everybody appreciates having amenities, a nice lounge is all part of providing something that is that sort of heralds back to that time when flying was a bit more fun.
And it is that connection that makes Bob Deluce who he is, kind of an old-fashioned businessman who knows most of his employees by first name and meets and greets his passengers personally daily.
Good morning. How's your flight?
I can slide down the stairs and do a meet and greet right here as passengers are coming through, and I think I probably do that at least a couple times a day.
Bob owned Air Ontario until it was sold, and then went in search of a new deal with a $125 million investment by 4 private contributors. Bob set his sights on the Toronto Island Airport, what he calls the jewel of his company. In October of 2006, he started up his first flight from Toronto to Ottawa, and today marks his 8th destination to Chicago Midway Airport.
We'd like to extend a special welcome to all of our passengers on our first day of service to Chicago.
We've identified some 17 or more destinations. Largely over the next number of months, we'll be concentrating on transporter development, but we will circle back and add additional frequency to places like Ottawa, Montreal, and New York.
But his flight to success hasn't been easy. He's faced crosswinds and turbulence almost all the way. His biggest battle was City Hall and Toronto Mayor David Miller. Miller ran a platform to stop Bob Deluce from building a bridge that would make the island airport accessible by car. Miller won, and plans for the bridge were scrapped. But Deluce, with his calm demeanor, persevered. Bob expanded ferry service and bypassed the mayor and proved you can beat City Hall.
But for us, it was never about a bridge. It was about having good access to the island airport. We needed to have something that provided a good, seamless way of getting to and from the airport.
And then there were the residents who rallied and protested against Porter Air flying out of the island airport. Bob bought quiet, fuel-efficient airplanes to pacify the angry activists. And then, this past spring, another obstacle. The Americans wanted to kick Porter Air out of Newark Airport. Obstacles that would have broken even the strongest of businessmen.
Well, that one was a tough one. We had no sooner started on March 31st with our New York service than the FAA announced that they were going to be cutting back. It did take a bit of maneuvering, but by September we had not only our original 7 good return flights back in place, but we also had the weekend additional flights that we had gained in the meantime.
And remarkably, through it all, Bob never lost the smile on his face.
I think I'm just a glass half full type individual. I'm not a half empty sort of individual in terms of my mentality.
And his success is the envy of other airlines who just can't seem to compete with Porter Air service. Here, a plane load of dignitaries, celebrities, and paying customers flew the inaugural leg to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
And at Midway Airport, Bob Deluce was welcomed with a reception to celebrate his newest destination.
Once across there?
Cool.
Perfect.
Just cut the air building in two.
And in the end, for me, one question prevailed. Look at the Porter ads. Its front man, or shall I say animal, is this raccoon. It begged the question.
Was there a significance with the raccoon?
The raccoon is determined. He's quite. He prevails under a fair bit of adversity, and he finds his way around some of those speed bumps or obstacles, as you called them, from time to time, without too much difficulty. And
Are you
he works well
describing
for
yourself?
us.
Are you describing
No.
yourself?
I'm
I think
talking
you're
about
describing
talking
yourself.
about Mr. Porter.
I don't know, Bob. Sure sounds like you.